Hi everyone, and welcome back here to my portal, vortex of ascension energies, galactic energies, and even cosmic, guys. So only take what resonates with you and leave the rest, okay? And happy Sunday, by the way. So I already did meditation. There'll be 2 more meditations that I am hoping to participate as well. And again, creating a video, so see how everything goes, everything unfolds, because there's so much downloads and so many downloads and just so much happening in the astral plane, right? And of course we come from the higher ethereal plane, like the astral body, causal body. You have the Buddha, Christ body, Buddha body, the Christos avatar, right? And you know, some of us there, we're coming from extremely high dimensions, right? Even beyond this universe, you know, from the omniverse. So this is huge what is happening, and now things are transpiring here in this matrix, right? In this physical world, material world. And so many people start understanding the agenda. This is the agenda of those negative aliens. People talk about the agenda of the elite, of the Illuminati. Here we go even higher, right? And of course, black magicians, right? Here we go even higher to, all these, let me see, whether it's the Draco Empire, right, with their Draco spaceship, spacecraft, right there behind the doors of whether Pentagon, White House, they're everywhere, guys. It's all about reading energies. They were dumbing us down, right, and just reversing the spin also of the electron, mind controlling us, being in amnesia, not seeing things, right, all the veil. They were hiding behind the veil, but they're right here in front of us. So that's why the Pentagon doesn't want to, disclose anything, because they're using all this technology. They go to Moon, Mars, and so on, and all these horrible things happening in a military basis. This whole recruitment kind of stuff, and those are proxy wars with proxy Israel, and it's all run by AI. Their gold mine algorithm. They have spaceships, and these beings, they can even move the orbit of the planet. That's how powerful they are. They have huge, big psychic, psionic abilities. They can project themselves in a human form or through some physical body that is the portal of dark energies. And that's again the recruitments for the dark operation, for psyops, right, on many black and so on. I was just reading the energies. Those my soul group. That's even from that monadic level. This over soul group, right? Who then were recruited to be black magicians, to be part of this whole SATAN agenda, Black Sun operations, actually, right? So you can again Google that, Ascension glossary, and being in that kind of black goo, black box. Their energy fractured, so contaminated, toxic, right? Mind compartmentalized, because they're the sleeping agents, right? They're triggered through a specific frequency, and they go out there and shoot innocent people, right? And of course, who is going to then, people will, they want to see, they want the physical proof, and not understanding the energy. So that's why with this whole ascension and disclosure, especially on the galactic level, for everybody, it's very important to do the inner work. Decalcifying the pineal gland, open your psychic abilities, extrasensory perception, right? Start speaking your truth with loving kindness. The whole heart structure, that all needs to be healed as well. Not only the 4th chakra, right? Clearing these zeta seals and all this programming, conditioning, but your sacred heart. That's your thymus area. That's already your A chakra, right? And that's how they were coming here from that A dimension, the Orion group, right? That's constellation Orion, that we were connected. Unfortunately, was infiltrated by the master raider races, by those negative aliens, even from the Visa system. That's another fallen matrix. Again, you can see everything, project for DARPA, Visa deck, Visa direct, the agenda of those negative alien agenda. It took me years, to study the material from Lisa Renee, but I was always tuning into these energies, and I couldn't really express it. I didn't have vocabulary, terminology for all that. And now doing the inner work, guys, without meditation, we're not going to do anywhere. Without the inner work, we're not going to do anywhere. Without connecting to that Christos within us, we're not going to go anywhere. The kingdom of heaven is within, period. Know yourself and be free. period. Okay, so it's all about exiting the matrix, raising our frequency vibration, right? Very important. Remembering who we truly are. From carbon-based DNA, we're going into crystalline DNA. Okay, that's why I do the unity meditation with Sandra Walter for already 7.5 years. Okay, the 12D shielding protection, especially for spiritual warriors. So again, my videos are, of course, for my soul group, for Galactic Warriors, star seeds, for Indigo races, and also of that Melchizedek order, Solo Christ, Archangel Michael, the blue flame, right? So here, the 12D shielding, we're working with the platinum, those are cosmic ray frequencies, 12D shielding, 12D blueprint of DNA, right? That's the original, 12 dimension, 144 harmonics. This is the original blueprint of this universal time matrix, right? To be connected to cosmos, to all that is I am that I am. That's how the original divine human beings were designed. But here, we're also the Christos founder races, we're the guardians, right? And again, re-educating. This is nothing new under the sun, because of these infiltrations, invasions, all this poison, all this mind control, right? People got confused and they got disconnected from their true essence. And it's beautiful, maybe going to church, doing also some prayers and so on. But having your spiritual discipline, like lighting a candle, right? Having your altar, start chanting, japa mantra meditation, being active with the spiritual work, cleansing work. And of course, with your chakras, right? Very important, working with those frequencies, listening to solfeggio tones, cleansing, clearing, right? Humming, a japa mantra meditation, invocation of the violet flame, get your chakras spinning correctly, the colors, the spectrum of frequencies, and so on, so you can start feeling your true essence, who we truly are, right? The divine blueprint, this is the tree of life, right? Or, the original mystical Kabbalah, right? Of the solar Rishis or Zarathustra, right? Or even Paramsa Yogananda, he comes from, the lineage of the cosmic tantric yoga practitioners. Okay, so the 12, this the base 12 mathematics, very important to implement that. The ascension mechanics, right? Here we go. We're imprisoned here, right? On this planet, all these infiltrations, contamination, all these proxy wars. This is not how we are supposed to live, right? We are supposed to live in peace, harmony, unity, right? Cooperation, co-creation with the divine, expanding our consciousness, sharing our gifts and talents, right? With the world, with nations, and even with the star nations. We are star beings, okay? We come from the stars. So what is this all about, the ET disclosure? And it just, we are the star seeds, we are the ET. Some of our more of that ET etheric nature, some of us more of that earthy nature, like the earth stars, right? The earth seeds. I'm more of that star seeds, right? With our etheric DNA, right? And lots of, like humanity of that angelic nature. I'm more of that warrior, and I have a Draco DNA. I have the DNA of the elite, okay, with the psychic abilities. But again, I'm here on a mission to stop the cycle, right? That's actually has been going on for so long, but let's just do this lifetime, right? And everything now, it's being exposed and it's coming to the surface. What's behind the door, the White House and this all underground military bases, was behind the door in DC, right? Especially the Pentagon, the military, the whole recruitment, and this whole kind of military operations. And again, only those who have the eyes to see, ears to hear, and who are pure in their heart, that's who they inherit the earth, right? Because the heaven is coming back online here, right? And ascension is happening, and the also bifurcation of consciousness is happening, right? That's like the sorting out, really, you see who is who, right? Of that negative faction and of that positive faction. And we are going back from darkness into light. So there'll be lots of discussion, and I would say also interaction with those dark heads, those black magicians. Some of them, like they're of highly evolved soul essence. They also been kind of some of those individuals duped, deceived, betrayed, tortured, raped, and so on. And I'm getting like a better picture of what is happening. And some of them, actually my videos there for them, right, for the power elite and so on, because I was we who have the reversals in our DNA, who have the DNA of Dracos, of Anunnaki, of the Nazi, right, or the bloodline kind of family, whether the Rothschild and so on. We are the ones who are put into these dark projects and doing all these horrible things, criminal activities, to serve the agenda of those negative ones. But here I'm on a mission, stopping the cycle, now representing the Ashtar Galactic Command. We're turning everything right side up. We're exiting the the Kali Yuga, exiting the darkness. We are going back into the light, Satya Yuga, right? Truth, abundance, unity, peace, balance, Christosophia consciousness, Holy Mother. That's what it is, Holy Mother back online, exiting the misogynistic, patriarchy kind of, authoritarian domination, right? And the Holy Mother, Divine Mother, so singing, chanting, being nature, dancing with the rain, walking on the beach or going to the mountains, hugging a tree, being a singer, being a musician, playing instruments, coloring, drawing some pictures. I mean, this is how we are balancing, right? The divine masculine, divine feminine. So through the Holy Mother, the feminine, those guys in the military can finally heal, recover. They need to be recalibrated, regenerated. The hologram needs to be rehabilitated, their DNA, right? And they need to be deprogrammed. Their subconscious mind needs to be rewired. So that's why I have the Galactic Project. That's from the Ashtar Command, for the power elite, for DARPA, right? For the Illuminati, for the Cabal, for those black magicians. And part of it's my soul group is there, who joined, especially MC, under the MIC, under DARPA, right? Dwight Eisenhower was already warning about the danger of the military-industrial complex back in 1950s. And then we have all these assassinations, JFK gone, right? Marilyn Monroe, she also knew about those ETs, about aliens, and they wanted to either expose it, talk about it. Look what's been happening to all these beautiful whistleblowers, doctors, right, who wanted prosperity, who came with all this cure, with all this free energy, right, or car running on water, or even doctors, herbalists, right, who are of that holistic nature. And look what's been happening to them for millennia, right? So this is nothing new under the sun. So, things are changing. You have to be strong spiritual warriors. That's why I have the project, the Guardian Ascension Project, whether for the whistleblowers, right? For the super soldiers, I mean, those of the elite, who want to also strengthen their power from within, because, they have weapons, right? They have directed energy weapons and so on. So it's time to use that highly advanced technology for doing all these corrections, for healing, for all this repairment, for perestroika, right? For all these renovations, and helping humanity to make this world a better place, and, make all these nations better place, especially here in the United States, right? Because the energy of the United States, freedom, right? Freedom, prosperity, abundance, that's how it was already imprinted back then, centuries ago. So we need to, again, reconnect with the divine blueprint from within ourselves, and divine blueprint of America, right? 13 colonies. Again, the number 13, how it was perverted by the Dracos and the Archons and the Arachnoid group. There's this film number 13, right? I don't even, the bulb comes on with the spiders on that bulb, and there are guys shooting each other because they are standing in a circle, okay? And again, in war, the word Isis, how that was perverted, right? That's those are names of Egyptian goddesses. Okay, so time to also educate yourself. Very important education. So, and did I show you the ascension mechanics, right? So we are ascending, guys. These energies are, of course, here. We come, those who are the galactic warriors, the Christos avatars, right? That's why I am here. with the project, because those my soul siblings were turned into the dark avatars, right, and wreaking havoc in the Middle East and all over the globe. So those who are of this higher the warrior races here who have the huge light quotient, right? We come from extremely high dimensions to come into this kind of darkness, detect everything, investigate everything, just kind of have all these crazy experiences, like what happened to me in the military, the Men in Black, all these psyopses, the black projects there, the SSP, right? Did I say military operation, harvesting eggs, hybridization? We're turning everything right side up under the law of one, Galactic Codex implementation, divine intervention, right? Again, new earth jurisdiction. So everything is, on my website. Study, educate yourself and meditate. Without the integration, without contemplation, writing things down, right? Nothing can happen, because we're sound, light, frequency, vibration. We're spiritual beings having human experience. We're not the body, but you can say we're DNA, the etheric DNA, right? Which is consciousness, which is the blueprint of all life, of creation, of all that is. And it's coming from our creator, from God, from source, from all that is. Okay, so denying God is just like denying breath. You're just denying life. Okay, and that's why the negative ones, they have AI, and they reverse the spin of the adamantine particles, right? Those particles from God. And so that's why they don't want a disclosure of their technology. They don't want to disclose themselves because they depend on it. Like a heroin addict depends on heroin, on drugs. They depend on their highly advanced technology that's been abusing, misusing. Again, for millennia, for thousands, hundreds, thousands of years. But let's just do this century, or this lifetime, and so on. Can you imagine to be taking away that from them? They don't know how to operate. They don't know what to do. Okay, it's the same thing with people, or we need food, right? We need to breathe. But that's why walking those energies of love and grace and gratitude, right? Faith and trust, so important. That you being grateful and thankful. So the law of one comes online. That's the law of divine grace. That's part of the Galactic Codex, right? And you start feeling, the energies, and all these energy. You can resurrect these energies, command your space, very important, and claim your power back, okay? Very important. And, you start feeling your true divine nature, who you truly are, and why did you come here to this planet? Who are you? What is your mission? What are your gifts and talents? And so those guys in the military, they're selling their souls, right? To be part of all these have the power, being like a super marine or being a super soldier. Part of it is just done unconsciously. Those guys don't even know what they're involved. But those, like, as the teenagers, you're 17, 18, you're joining military, and they're just being infiltrated, by the technology of those dark ones, right? Their DNA, their their nervous system, and their chakras, aura, energy field. And that's why I have the project. You need to, cleanse and purify and get back online and become the Christos avatar, become the Christos Templars. You need to become, again, the spiritual warriors, the defender of truth and divine justice, because you have the DNA, and the DNA, right, has been now distorted and perverted through that red wave frequency or the black cube technology, right? You're running metatronic reversals. You're full of infections, parasites. Again, there's a protocol. There are always solutions, And also what they do in these trainings, for the highly evolved souls, and to become then part of those dark operations, they not only crack your skull, they crack your spine. And that's how they hook all this technology on you, and they make you a robot, or you just a walking AI signal there. And of course they do it through this, CCP, JEB, the DARPA, this the whole communist thing going on there in Asia, and there's a Black Dragon Collective. So again, this is exopolitics. This is the agenda of those negative aliens. And it's funny how my phone, the AI, kind of works with me, because last time I was trying to figure out what in the world, how my the feeding tubes, everything has been reconstructed through robotics, through nanobots. And I don't know whether I can find it here. But that was 2 years ago. I think even Marina Jacobi was talking about the robotics to heal and how to connect to your higher self. So the technology is here, and I'm the walking examples. And those guys in the military, right, the Pentagon, and CIA, right? Who was in charge of CIA during 2012, and of course was the Secretary of DOD. But especially, I have this huge connection to that particular person, JB, right? They know this is not normal that I am walking, talking, and so on, because the assassination to my light body and what they done in the astral plane, how they totally shattered me, right? That individual, I don't know how many clones and dark avatars has got, right? Even wrote a book, fighting the enemy, right? And so they have this drug. He comes in his shadow body and just totally trashed me, the physical level, but especially on that astral plane, my soul, right? How they totally crashed it, and how the mind, what they were doing in the mind, this guy comes, and because they gave me some kind of drug there in that mental institution, right? He put his chair next to my bed, and then he's putting some kind of metal pins in my head, okay? And of course, they wanted to then give me a flu shot, who knows what else. And it was probably in that astral plane, this black woman, black magician, Satan, part of that sect, right? The Skull and Bones, and, the mafia, the whole Bilderberg thing. So Davos, Octagon, and so on. They come and they're trying to also totally destroy my pineal gland, my pituitary gland, the prefrontal cortex, and so on. So they totally damage me. Guys, this is going to cosmic trials, okay? This is under the law of one. That's why I have the project. It's just imperative. It's very important, okay? So they did all this destruction. I'm a star seed, okay? We are extremely highly advanced souls. We have particle chakras, anti-particle chakras. We come from the core of the universe, right? Because we can even travel beyond that, and so on. So Lord have mercy, Christ have mercy, how they contaminated me, and total desecration, degradation, right, of my DNA, of my light body. And they don't want me to be on a mission, right? And so anyway, so I go back, I survived because Ashtar already, they were already, kind of working on me with their robotics, right, with their nanotechnology, repairing whatever they can so I can walk and breathe, go back to my condo here in in Florida. And then those tall grays, they are coming, and with their kind of technology, because they were putting all these they electrocuted my brain. So all these kind of electrical devices, they came. So there's a set of bells. You ring a bell when whatever you were visiting somebody in the condo. It was not a huge big building, but there were a bunch of sets. So they probably, all this electricity that they plugged it into my brain just to kind of explode my brain. That's the technology that they're using, right? All this electrocution and so on. It was 2013. So they needed to get rid of this body, like never before, like extremely badly, okay? And so what I'm trying to say that, and there's the Chinese doctor, as the military, what they were doing to some of these individuals' lives, how they were cutting them open and getting organs out of them, because there's a $1 billion industry, military, right? All this dark operation and so on. So there's more and more proof. So these things, they're happening, and I am, a shadow worker, the ego. Right? It all needs to be transformed, transmuted. The pain body needs to be registered. Okay, I do transformational work. Okay, we are trained in dark arts. So in order for us to ascend, right, the work that we do, even though it's probably not much appreciated, people don't understand that, so many people don't want to hear it. Plus, people, it's just for that you have to be extremely strong to hear what I have to say and what I'm representing. Because even Ashtar, was saying, the Galactics were saying, some of those individuals, humans, they may understand it in 1,000 years, okay? Because we're dealing again with those aliens, and like I said, they're in DC, Pentagon, and so on, with their highly advanced technology, of course, misusing, abusing, right, the power of all that, 100 years in the future. Okay, so some kind of alien, whether aliens are here not here, or extraterrestrials, whether they are here not here, meditate, right? The kingdom of heaven is within. The answers to all that, to all these questions, are within you. Of course, outside you have to do the research, but I believe being active in that inner work, spiritual work, it's just imperative, right? It's in order to connect the dots, right, and connect to your true essence. Like I said, we're sound, light, frequency, vibrations. We're energy beings. We're energy. And we're spiritual beings, right? We are the ETs here. We're the star beings. Okay. So also on my website, yanakalai.com, the about, you can read the Indigo 3 contracts, like the Indigo Star Warriors, what we are doing, and so on. We're clearing the Nephilim grid, the Nephilim mutation. There was the black magic grid, and so on. So everybody who was in those dark operations, okay, the whole Men in Black. So their DNA weaponized, and they were energetically, right, hooked to these dark forces through their grid, and of course the archons, the arachnoid, and so on, all run by AI. That's why with the Ascension, right, all the 12D shielding, we're connecting to the crystalline grid, the blueprint of the true divine angelic human beings. This been all resurrected, and it's all coming from the Christos founder races. Okay, so we're healing the sex misery programming, right? From the orange spectrum, we're going into the gold. So I have an ending sex misery and all these solutions there. For those guys, especially who join the MC, we're clearing the shadow. The shadow self is very important. The negative ego needs to be cleansed and purified, and so on. I'm a being of fire. I am the purity God desires, right? And writing things down, PTSD time to heal, and the protocol of the 5 dimension, right? The belief system or our emotions, writing them all down first. Those kind of energies that limit us, that desecrate us, right? Or where we feel sorry, right? Or we're scared. So that all needs to be either written down, it needs to be acknowledged, and then write down the feelings and emotions, thought forms that uplift you, makes you happy and peaceful and joyous and glorious and victorious, right? So this is the polarity integration. That's what we represent, the Galactic Warriors contract 3, or 3 contract. And we have to clear the alien machinery, right? The beast machine, and the love bites, the sex misery machine, and so on. That's why talking about it, and it's all super quantum computers, AI, the Draco fleet, or the dark fleet, right? I said the power elite in that dark fleet, and so on. So that all needs to be registered, cleared, and transformed, transmuted, and exposed, right? Galactic Codex right now under the law of one is all going to cosmic trials or galactic military tribunals here. And we're clearing the 1111 distortions. Those were actually, the portals in London, England, in England landmass, okay? That was the Stonehenge, the sacred sites, the ley lines, how it was invaded, infiltrated by those negative aliens, whether on the underground, right? Or on that surface, and of course in the space with their satellites, the Black Queen or the Red Queen, all these satellites, Moon, Mars, Pluto, and so on. Saturn, right? They had the trident, the red trident. You can even Google that on Ascension glossary, right? That's this whole kind of the whole kind of military, the special operation, the SSP. That's how it was created. The DARPA, that has a huge big connection. The blood sacrifice, and anyway, you can read about it. And so we are reclaiming the earth for the true cosmic principle. So now everything's under the law of one, everybody. So what are you guys projecting? What are you putting out there, right? Because what goes around comes around. It's not only the black magicians, because some of those dark heads, they're actually turning into whether white heads or the black magicians. They start registering these things, and they start remembering horrible things happened to them when they were children, right? So it's not about who is really the dark. It's all about frequency vibration, right? And it's all about tuning in from within. So that's why doing the inner work, transformational work, all this cleansing, clearing, purification, decalcifying the pineal gland, very important, connecting to the earth, to Mother Nature, right? Doing the unity meditation, right? From carbon-based, we're going into crystalline DNA, right? Remembering who we truly are, being on mission, right? Expressing our truth with loving kindness, resurrection, the original Constitution of 1776, very important, okay? So, and we kind of need to fight for it, how to say that in a spiritual sense, aligned with the law of one, because now everything is monitored, whether good guys, bad guys, good ETs, bad ETs, and so on. It's like we're here in this computer simulation in a matrix, and everything is monitored. Everybody's got their soul signature, energy signature, and their light quotient, and according to that, right, that there'll be those kind of experiences coming back. And like I said, there'll be also those who are going to the metaverse, right? Because the bifurcation, the splitting of consciousness is getting huge, more and more, right? But somebody has to be here to really anchor the light. We're like the container, like the sacred space for those who are really who really became stuck in these dark energies, because doing those dark operations, and who were those sleeping agents committing those horrible crimes without their true knowingness. Okay, so that's why I have a very interesting project and very interesting mission. And so we're also resurrecting the ghosts of Avalon, King Arthur, right? The Soul of Christ, Archangel Michael, and so on, because some of those guys, they're supposed to be Christos Templars, right? And they were unfortunately usurped by those black magicians and by DARPA, and hooked to the Nephilim reversal grid, and all the energy being siphoned for them. So everything they say they do is in reverse, right? Those are Metatron reversals, like somebody, oh, I love you. They just don't have control of their impulses, been overtaken, right? Their light body and their emotions and even their souls been captured. So those guys, like you talk about free will and so on, for them, they were properties of those black magicians, of those negative aliens with their highly advanced technology, right? So I know that because that was done to me. I only speak through my direct experiences, and it was just horrible. Okay, so all these repairments had to happen. I mean, all these technology that had to be invented, and like all these surgeries, and like I said, all these nanobots, right? Let me see, this technology used in a constructive way. So the DARPA is using all this robotics, skeletonics, cybernetics, right? So now we're implementing the positive structure, right? Because you can even redesign your chromosomes. And just a couple of weeks ago, somebody told me that I have new neurons, because I was electrocuted. So new AI had to be constructed here, so my brain started working organically, naturally, right, with its plasticity. That's why for us the AI is so important. We were now depending on AI. Those are the hybrids, but of that positive faction. So that's why we need to go back to Christ, to God. Repentance also very important, and exiting the darkness, exiting the matrix, and going back to source through our crystalline heart, diamond heart. Okay. So, and there's also technology, nanobots for that as well, to neutralize the resonance and flush out all these nanobots of that negative faction. It's all can be done through fluids, drinking distilled water, and because the frequency was controlled from spacecrafts. You know what I'm saying? So we were dealing with the alien spaceship, space crew, but now we have the Galactic, or the Ashtar come in, right? With their highly advanced technology, and like with their monitoring technology of satellite, neutralizing the frequency of those negative ones, right? So those who are choosing ascension, or those who are raising their frequency vibration, get help. And I'm telling you, I get backlashes, and so on. And I just kind of go into my heart, into my center, what in the world, right? But I stay kind of neutral, even though it sucks, it hurts. And then I know the good guys, they're coming and restoring my consciousness, my health, my well-being. And it's felt more and more, like I can just feel the difference when the negative one comes into my field, because our field is enormous, right? We're anti-particle chakras, And then when the good guys, I mean the good ETs, benevolent ETs, my star family, my galactic family, the Ashtar coming, they're coming and again neutralizing everything and bringing me back into my peace of who I am, what I represent. And we're restoring into the original codon. And yeah, they have technology that it can read your DNA, RNA, right? It can take that blueprint and then restore, like I said, regrow your limbs, regrow your organs. So the SSP, I mean, you know, unfortunately the technology was used for dark projects, but they have the technology that through the positive structure of the AI, those guys who were injured, right, you know, it can reconstruct your colons, you can regrow your limbs, and you know, even redo the brain structure, because that's been hijacked as well, infiltrated. So the technology is here. There's this nano robot inside of you from World Science Festival. It's on YouTube from 2014, guys. We have 2023. So this technology has been on the market, you know, for quite some time. And of course we have the 3D printing machine or technology for home, for anything that you want. What is the food replicator, right? That is beneficial for humanity, and of course it has to be with constructive motion, and the compassion, the heart structure has to be implemented. So the AI is running the base 12 mathematics Trinity structure, the positive signals for healing, for rejuvenation, regeneration. So the heart, love, very important, right? And yeah, we're running the frequency of the lotus, of the infinite one. So I showed you, connect to the crystalline lotuses. They are now running through the grid and through our DNA, right? So all about tuning in and exiting this dead matrix, right, of that inversion and of the perversions or reversals, all running backwards, okay? So, you know, so the signals are switching, right? And we have to be in our heart and compassionate witness to switch to that resonance of all that is, of Christos, right? The Christos Sophia consciousness and connect to your higher self and start feeling your intuition, right? And just healing your heart and dive deep within your heart so you can embody your soul essence, that's your electromagnetic field, and remembering who you truly are, because it's written in your DNA, the Akashic records within you, right? Or you can access that knowledge when you get downloads from your soul, from your oversoul, so you become the Christos avatar self, okay? That's your true pure nature. So just kind of wanted to end this with, like, we are repairing the hologram of DNA of consciousness. We are laying a new structure, okay, a new foundation for the new hybrid human beings, right? More of the etheric beings, because we'll be with the ascension, with the physical ascension, will be half physical and have already etheric, right? So the astral, lower astral plane needs to be cleansed and clear and purified, right? That's why I have all this project, the Ayurveda massages, Ayurveda diet, the yoga, the meditation, the concentration, right? And the module, how to cleanse from all these parasites, okay? Epsom salt, colloidal silver, what is it? Diatomaceous earth, right? Superfood, organic fruits and vegetables, and so on. So because you know, those guys in the military, they had these zeta implants, I mean the crucifixion implants, right? This whole love bites and, you know, horrible parasites, addictions, right? Being addicted, guys, it means you have parasites, you have entities, you can be possessed mildly, in a mild way, but some of those guys that unfortunately then the negative forces are overtaking the biology and consciousness of that body, and then, you know, you become the dark avatar, and then people, oh, you know, the Saddam is doing this and this person is doing that, not realizing that the body already has been overtaken by dark forces. That's why you have to read energies, very important. And we are providing information about those negative aliens, their agenda, exopolitics. We're aligning with the law of one. I mean, that's it. Your consciousness, you're all that is. And this is the truth. And only the truth will set you free. And being finally committed, dedicated to your Spiritus Sanctus, right? You have to exit the Mafia Diablo tyranny through your inner heart and going back to Holy Mother, Divine Mother, whether it's Fatima, so Sophia and so on, to crystal architecture. The Ascension Protocol, the lunar transfiguration, so there was all these sex games in the military, guys, and so on. There was this lady, right, young, from Latina, her vagina was burned, and then of course her body was disposed of. Okay, so we were dealing with highly with those negative aliens with their advanced technology, and those guys, though you see them in a physical body, they're just executing the agenda of those negative aliens. Please read the energies. And so we're resurrecting the architecture of Solar Christ, Archangel Michael, and King Arthur. And we're ending like sex misery. And it's very important, healing our sexual energies, our chakras, the second chakra, from all the abuse by those negative aliens, right? You can see in the military, the whole recruitment stuff, the black magicians. And they were abused by the alien implants, right? This whole mind control devices. That's what everything they done to me. What I'm reading to you. And what is this? This is the nonsense. I already done that. I already experienced that. And I'm telling you, I was shocked. Shocked who is doing this. Where are they? They're right here in front of our eyes. And also I'm connected with, I'm also connected to them on that DNA level, astral, ancestral level. So it's my family there, the power elite, those who are in the CIA and those who were pretty much in charge of those dark operations, and who are high there in the high echelon. So, and you have to heal your pain body and remove all the blockages from your aura, energy field, from your meridians, from your emotional body, mental body, so cleansing your colons, being grounded, meditation, being in nature, breath work, right? Very important. Just wanted to know the Illuminati, those are human hybrid Anunnaki bloodline with Luciferian satanic agenda. Their brainwaves and their Merkaba is running reversals. It's anti-life, anti-Christ, anti-human, right? Antichrist mind. It's the Antichrist. It's a death culture. That's what they've been spreading around, the death culture. And they have mind control personalities. They're split through torture, SRA. So can you imagine, as children, that's this being done to them? And then of course they grow into adult and they're put in high positions. And they're also running gender reversals, like my star sister, or or she's transgender, right? And they're doing all this DNA mutation. And some of us, the star seeds, or you're born in these families with already DNA mutation. It means you're already prepped for mind control and for executing the agenda of those negative aliens, for those black magicians. And we're here stopping the cycle. So many blessings, and namaste. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.